Welcome back. I'm David Elliott Johnson, and I want to talk about the importance of human contact, community, communion, interaction, uh, sharing the creative process with people, sharing their inspirations and their intentions creatively, spiritually, even. Uh, as a creative, we all have our own identity or this potential for creating our own identity. At times in life, it changes, and that's just part of it. I have reinvented myself countless times. I don't even remember who I was or what I was doing in 1986. I have memories. I have moments that I can relate to and rely on as reference, but at this point in my life, that was so far in the past that all I can rely on is what is happening right now. And for me personally, right now, I am struggling. Yeah, being completely honest and open, I am personally struggling. And I've shared this not only with a couple very close friends of mine who are, crazy enough, going through pretty much the same thing. We're on a parallel path together. We are within months of each other, age-wise. We are all older parents with younger kids. And we've all, a part of our trajectory here is not making our creative lives secondary or creating it becoming separate from our daily lives. But there are responsibilities and there's accountability for taking care of our families in a way that creative opportunity, music primarily, doesn't facilitate in the same way that it used to. Take, for instance, I used to have a $45,000 song per song budget working for labels back in the late 80s into the 90s. $45,000 for one song. And that's because I was an up-and-coming producer. The guys that I was working for and the people that were hiring me had $150,000 a song budgets. With that said, yes, I was paid very well in those situations. But when it came to my confidence and my comfort in how much money I was making and how that would project into the future, there's just uncertainty. There's always uncertainty. So as I progressed in my career, this shift happened in the industry where labels used to pay for everything. Studio fees, the hospitality, the whatever it was, flights. There were even drug budgets. Not kidding. They paid for everything, top down. There was a list, itemized. Here's your budget. Use it how you will. And in those days, things were very expensive when you were making a record. They really were. I mean, $2,000 a day, and this hasn't changed much, by the way. $2,000 a day for criteria. 1,500 bucks a day for an engineer. And then you just start to multiply that day after day after day after day. And that budget goes very quickly. So to be efficient and, very structured and punctual on the process was paramount. As that changed in the 90s, there was another shift. If you wanted to be a producer, you had to pretty much discover the artist and put money behind that artist. You had to pay for the demos. You had to start being a part of the economic function of that artist's career. Take it into the 2000s, where it was completely my responsibility to record the records. So I had to be making X amount of dollars off of each project that I would work on in order to continue my process of development of artists. Now, this is where artist development companies came in, and this is why I had a publishing company. This is why I would work with various managers that would get money from, whether it was labels, sub-labels, investors. And you'd continue working. You worked as a community at this point. And this is where I'm going with this. I might have, not really. Back then, you had to find your people. You had to find the people that you were confident were going to put in the same amount of energy, the same amount of passion and emotional commitment to the process. That was their investment. So as things progressed into the mid-2000s, the communities got smaller because there was even less money at this point. There weren't the investors, the labels, no money from the labels unless you got your project greenlit, signed, released, and you might get an advance. But you're not going to make back the money or the time that you've put up for this particular artist or project. So it became even more significant to have a cultured group of people working with you that you could count on, you could rely on. But even beyond that, having people to present ideas to, working with people that inspire you, working with people that rattle you in a good way, and sometimes not in a negative, but it can be jarring. But you need that. As a creative, you need to be pushed beyond your boundaries, even your limitations. You have to be pushed. It's the only way that you grow. This is the same thing in sports. You have to push beyond these confines that you've created for yourself, and it's all here. This is unlimited. You can bring emotion to anything and expound upon that as deeply as you are comfortable with or you're confident with. And the more and more you get used to expressing yourself as a creative person, the more you are concerned about how people will take that and respect that and honor it and nurture that. This is what I miss. Because as time has progressed from even that point in the mid-2000s, where I was writing with people, I was producing with people, I was creating content with people. There was such new ground and new opportunity to venture into. I mean, streaming was still new. Things were still building in the online, environment, in the concept of what is just commonplace now. Apps, you know, even the iPhone was incredibly limited, even at that point. But over time, what's happened is people are reliant on technology, even more so than they are communication and correspondence with individuals, in a physical space. When I do these things, when I do these videos, in my mind, I am in the room with you. I'm having this conversation. Potential spam. And normally, if I was in the same room with you, my phone would be off, because that's how much I respect what I do. I put myself in the position to where I'm having a conversation, a meaningful conversation, a one-on-one conversation in this moment, because I understand the value. It might not be so much what I'm telling you or what I'm sharing with you. Sure, I believe there's value in that. But for me, it's the value of creating a connection. It's not about likes. It's not about subscribes for me. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that there is something inherent inside of me, something that has to come out, something that has to be expressed. And in this current struggle, because my life is so tilted heavily towards technology. If you followed any of my videos, I work in AI these days. And the toughest part about that is there truly is no emotional exchange. There's no emotional exchange. And it's really hard on the soul. It's really hard on the mind. It's really hard on the heart. You get so fixated on watching the timer, seeing how much money you're making per second, what your to-do list is, what's the form and function, what's the justification, what's the reality of the what's the expectation of the client, what's the review process. I mean, there's so many things that take over my senses to skew my sense of reality. It's pretty fucked up at times, because I get lost in the functionality of the process of AI. And I'm in the creative side of AI, you know. Development of AI tools, of teaching large language models processes and dissecting and looking at inefficiencies or ineffectiveness or a broad-reaching, just global overlook of what AI is doing in the creative space. There's so many aspects that I'm involved with, so many processes, industries even within the creative industry. So, as passionate as I am about technology and the advancement of technology, There are moments within my day that I am overcome with emotion, that I have no connection, no emotional connection. I'm looking at a Slack channel and people are, ha ha ha, I'm getting an emoji here. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what is being said within the Slack channel. It's dead to me. It's dead. By design, it is dead. This is not communication. This is allocation. This is telling me where I have to be, how I have to be, where I have to go, what has to be done. It's just a directive. It's a laundry list. There is no emotion in this position at all. There's no emotional connection to the process. Unless the project or the campaign is specifically about how I emotionally connect with my own process, which is very, very, very rare. And in those instances, I can tell you 100%, in full confidence, AI cannot replace the creative individual at all. It can pretend, it can replicate, it can fool many people with what it can create. But it's just like a magician. It's like, hey, over here, hey, over here. It's an illusion. And I have a video on this. It's all an illusion. So within that illusion, I have to realize my position and my place within that illusion. And in those moments, I miss performing, if I am going to be a magician, in front of people. Getting an energy back. Getting that moment of awe, that moment of wonder, that connection. Knowing when something's working, knowing when something's not working. It might be a little off. I might need to fine-tune that. I might need to adjust in the moment, which is what I do as a musician. I'm listening. I'm present. I'm involved in the activity of creating. And there's nothing outside of that. I go into a bubble. But I find myself going into the same bubble in my current job opportunities and my current contracts as a consultant. And I'm at the point where my daily struggle is reconnecting and regaining that connection with creative people. And it's really tough. It's really tough. That's the only way I know how to explain it. It's tough to reignite that spark when you're removed from it for so long. And this has been years. I sit in this studio by myself, creating, developing, designing. There's the occasional record that I will produce. And even then, my interaction with the artists or the musicians is still on a limited basis. It's in an hour. When do you have time? I know you have to work. Okay, come by about 2 o'clock. Sounds great. All right, here's the track. Send it to them. They're listening to it. They walk in, nail it. Maybe some overdubs, maybe some adjustment. Quick, they're gone. That's it. So I haven't really had a moment to engage with that person on a real human level. They are providing a service. They are top of their class. I expect nothing less than brilliance. But that's me giving them the floor to shine, to bring to the table what they consider their purpose. They're efficient. They're just so good. And I love working with that. It gives me hope. It makes me realize that this is where the real creativity happens. This is where the real magic, the real beauty is happening in this moment, in real time, right in front of me. But I miss the long days of it. I miss when my entire existence, from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went to bed, was filled with community, with connection, with passion, with the desire to experiment, to interpret, to inspire, to wow each other. Constantly in the state of awe. Just magic happening before you. Happy accidents, stumbling into something. Somebody hitting the wrong button, stepping on the wrong pedal, calling up the wrong patch, hitting something, strumming something, singing something differently, out of the ordinary. Something that wasn't planned. In my life right now, everything is planned. I don't like structure like that. I just don't. I'm a creative individual. I like the unknown. I feed off of the uncertainty. It's just my nature. It fuels me. It drives me. It makes me want to be better, to do better, to know more, to grow as a creative person in my craft, in my process, as well as me as a person. And when you have a community of people that are all on the same level, firing at the same time, that becomes fucking huge. Those moments of articulation become so fucking detailed and so refined that you're your own supercomputer. All of you in the same room. Nothing can be better than that moment. There is nothing better than that moment as a creative individual. And I'm not talking about the fucking obvious, my family, my kids, my immediate friends. It's separate. Nothing is more valuable than that. But this is what I'm talking about as me in my life as a creative person. We need connection. We need community. We need to be able to express ourselves in a room with others and allow them the space to react and connect and deliver. That is a value that it's just priceless. It can't be replicated. As many times as I've tried to use AI or to use an app or a program to help adjust or define what I'm doing as a co-producer or as a co-writer or whatever. There's nothing like sitting in the same room and having somebody go, "Oh fuck, wait, check this out," and you go, "That I would have never thought of that. That's amazing. How did you get that from this? Oh, I just heard it. You didn't hear? No, I would have never thought of that. And then I come back with something else. Oh, that fucking makes me think about this. Makes me want to do this. And then it's a back and forth, and time goes out the window, and you're so locked in, you're so passionate about it. You're one. You have just cut down all time and space and unified your souls in a moment of truth, of pure authenticity, of unadulterated human expression. I miss that. This is why I have the Senius Society, that I'm cultivating a place for people on my level, on the same level, can commune, can connect, can collaborate at this point in their lives. It's such a necessity. And that is the saving grace of all of this for me. It actually helps me in my daily grind, knowing that I have this thing brewing, simmering over here. And at some point, it will be launched to the world. And my intention, my concept is to, every city has a Senius Society, has an organization that just harbors this safe place, this creative sanctuary that truly represents what creativity can be, should be, has been. And you look at the scenes that were created, and this is all off of Brian Eno's concept of a scenius, a gathering of geniuses to feed and nurture each other and feed off of, in order to help create their character identity and bring to life a more vivid, more openly descriptive delivery of creative works, creative efforts. Everybody working together to push each other. Watch other people in your environment, in your scene, prosper and grow and reach their goals. That is part of it. There's no jealousy. There's no animosity. It's just everybody will reach their time when it's time. And the people that don't get that, and the people that are jealous because somebody's made it before them, or fuck that. That's ego. Fuck all that. The universe is never late, and what is due to you will find you. Period. What is meant for you in this life will find you in its time, in your time. And in the meantime, create and connect and become passionate. Even if it's in these little blocks of time. I bitch about only having an hour with people, but because it's so special, those moments of connection. They last for days now. When I have somebody in the studio, or I have a couple different people over a couple of days, it's what I look forward to. And it's what keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me inspired to know that I still have that opportunity. So many of my friends do not have these opportunities anymore. People that were at the top of the fucking game do not have the same opportunities that I do. I have continued to cultivate relationships, continued to grow my knowledge, continued to find inspiration in the strangest places, to push myself beyond my comfort zone, to go for various certifications so that I am ready when I get the opportunity to be creative. So this whole thing has been about connecting with people. How important it is to connect with other creatives. How to resolve that struggle of missing human connection on an emotional level, on a spirit level, something that is way beyond you or me. It's a whole different world, energy, connectivity. And that needs to be nurtured more now than ever. So I'm doing my part for myself in my little community, in my little studio, reaching out to people, and I'm seeing it work. I'm seeing it in real time. Had a beautiful dinner last night with some creative friends that are moving their creative inspirations and their ideas and their business concepts for the benefit of other creatives. They're moving that forward. They're figuring it out. And last night we had a collective of minds and just brainstormed. They shared what was going on with them. And I was just like, wow, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Missing community, missing that concept of bonding with other creatives. And we are collectively putting together a place, a physical space where this can happen for people. Where people can go and go, I just need to fucking be around creative people. Can I hang out? Can I watch what you're doing? Can I facilitate in any way? Can I bring my ideas to the table? How can I be a part of this movement? And it's not a cult. It's something that just, as a creative, it used to be a part of the function, the daily function of being creative was to get together with the people that you admire and that inspire you. Get together for breakfast, start off your day, get together with coffee, meet in the park, all go for a walk. Even if it's for 15 minutes, just to know that you're not fucking crazy and that you're not alone in this process of being a creative. Because it can be incredibly lonely. It really can. And it can make you question your purpose and your own reality. Of am I doing this right? Is this the way it's supposed to feel? Aren't I supposed to be connected? Isn't this supposed to feel bigger than me? Because once you've felt that, you can't go backwards. Once you've felt what that feels like, that connectivity, that response from the universe, that gift, you know it exists. And it consumes you daily. It's something for most that is just unattainable. And when you are gifted and blessed with the opportunity to experience that connectivity to something so much bigger than yourself with other people experiencing it at the same time. It's like you're your own galaxy. It's incredibly significant. So this is where I say, connect with somebody that inspires you. Connect with somebody that you admire. Connect with somebody that you respect. Somebody whose art you appreciate. Somebody who understands you. Somebody you understand. Somebody that you enjoy the communication. Somebody that you are uninhibited with, which is very rare. Somebody that you trust most of all with your personal passions. You know, it's wild. I say that and I think about what I'm doing here. I'm talking into a lens, and I am just trusting that this lands somewhere on someone and adds a little bit of insight, a little bit of value to their creative life. Because God knows we all need it. We all need that connection. We all need to feel that we are a part of a function. That's why it's so beautiful to play in orchestras, play in bands, be a part of a production, make movies, be a part of a dance, a play. Everybody's working towards the same common goal of creating something that is fucking brilliant and significant and emotionally resolving. Something that sticks with you for the rest of your fucking life. And if you do it right, it sticks with the audience for the rest of their lives. So that's where I leave you. The importance, the value of connection to other creatives in your life. You will grow. And it's something that you need. I know this. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to go back to being creative in with the intention of actually getting together with some other people to move what I'm working on forward. And it's nice to have that. It's nice to know that what I'm doing right now will land someplace and just like a seed be put into the soil, and we will collectively be able to watch it grow. We all take care of it. We all nurture it. We all water it. It's pretty heavy. That's community. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.